Peace, 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 love and light, family, love and light, love and light. Um, what's up? What's up? Come on in, come on in. I'm still figuring this thing out, so I know I had sent the link to a few people and ended up running later than I was excited. I had the wrong time, but it's a learning curve. Everything's a process. So, what's up, everybody? Before I even get into the introduction, I'm gonna allow my co-host, one of my co-hosts for the evening, Average J the Poet, to introduce herself real quick and just say what's up to everybody.
Hold on.
All right. Well, while Average is coming back, I'm gonna let her do her thing. If you
Okay.
got, you ready?
I'm Aris J, the poet, writer, educator, circle keeper of the Just Right Experience, creating spaces for people to simply just write. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I guess, and Facebook, Aris J the Poet.
All right. All right. I don't even know if I'm posting this right, but um, so what's up, everybody? I hope y'all had a beautiful, productive week so far. My week has been absolutely amazing. Um, before I jump into the actual introduction, which I usually write one out, but I didn't this week. But either way, I just wanted to share a quick, powerful story for me this morning. So one of my practices in life now is when I get into my vehicle, I set my intentions for my trip. I just, thank you. One of the first things I say is thank you when I get into the car. And I just ask, that I'm not rushing. Nobody's rushing me. I'm going to get to work on time. Everything is all right. I don't control the conditions. It's going to be a beautiful day today. And I thank you for the breath in my body, the the right state of mind. And we go on to work, we go handle business. And this morning it was just so funny because I dropped my child off to work. I'm at the school, and we had just the most amazing conversation this morning. And I'm just loving learning her and her inspirations. And then I'm driving to work, and usually like it's a series of lights. When I tell you every single light was green, not a red light. Like I had like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever to be late or be on time or however you want to call it. And not a green light, no cars nowhere, nothing in sight. And that was like the start of the morning. So just my point there with this story is to just be inspired and know that, if you ask for it, you're gonna get it. So with that being said, I want to jump into our topics for tonight. As I've always said since we started this, that my goal is to have fun, inspire, and to have thought-provoking conversations, and hopefully, help people navigate, some of the things in life that I wish I had help navigating. So our topics for the night are um first, we're gonna jump into. I want to talk about love songs. I had an interesting conversation with a friend just about love music, and the differences between the different eras of love songs. So I want to talk about that, and then we're gonna jump into female energy versus masculine energy. That was another. Hey, we got high society in the building. Um, Female energy versus masculine energy. And
What up,
last
what
but
up, what
not,
up, though? I'm about to log on. I ain't,
I
just
come
got
on
in.
in, get on, jump on in, share.
Come in here,
Yes,
everybody
come
come
in
in
here, come
here.
in here, come in here, come in here. And our last but not least, because it's Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. It is my absolute favorite day of the week. It's probably the most interaction I give to social media, where I share some of the funniest shit that I get to see when I'm in
Which
the
you need to make
playground.
more shareable, because I do be wanting to share your shit, but it's private, I think.
Oh yeah,
So I guess
yeah.
that's members only. That's
I'm
members
thinking
only.
about
I'm
it.
an elite member.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm not ready to go public yet. So let's
I
jump
feel
into
you.
that.
I feel
Let's
it.
jump into them love songs. So I'm sitting, music is a thing for me. I don't know how important music is to you. How important is music to you, Aris?
Music is life. I mean, just as a writer, a poet, I'm always, it's just really words to sound. And I really do appreciate sound. I appreciate beautiful things. So music is life. Like from the moment I wake up till I'm done with it, I got music playing. Like, I just know that it affects like your mood or whatever. And it's so interesting you talking about love songs. Like certain songs I have to cut off because the vibration is just, yeah, it's just too much. But music
Yes,
is life.
yes. Music is life. I got that tattooed on my shoulder,
Oh,
and
you do?
yeah, right
I
here.
didn't know that.
Yep, it was one of my first tattoos.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, so like the love songs, right? So my taste in music literally goes all over the place. Like I got playlists that's for legit all over the place. But now I'm starting to focus in on creating like meaningful playlists or whatever, like really paying attention to what I'm putting on there. So, I got a friend and we're both really into music and he used to be a producer and stuff like that. So, we spend a lot of time talking about music and we were talking about love songs and we just started sharing different, different love songs or whatever. And so I created a playlist, like a come get it or we about to get it playlist. And and some of the songs that I had on there, I was listening to the lyrics and I'm like, dang, like comparing them to what I listened to from different decades. I'm like, wow,
Mm.
as different as they are now, they're really the same. Like I thought maybe there was an argument there for, they said it differently or whatever, or the vulgarity of it because R&B music now, that well at least that I listen to compared to what I listened to growing up, is way more vulgar, I'll say that. But I feel like they all saying the same thing depending on what genre of love music you listen to, but really not
I
even, it's just a
mean,
different genre.
I do want to like piggyback on that. I feel like I remember doing like this thing about me, and it's kind of like it's hard for me to say what genre of music that I like because I know I like music that make me feel good. Like it can be all kind of music, but I really do gravitate towards love songs. Like I am a lover, like that's what I am. So, but I feel like you said, when I look at R&B of the past, like yes, the topics are still the same, but I just feel like the stuff that gets pushed to the top, or like I feel like they got this formula of what sells R&B, where it's just like they reduced it to the lowest common denominator. So I find myself listening to like old school stuff where it's like, oh, it's not just like, oh, I'ma love you, whatever, I'ma fuck you, just sexy way of saying that, but it talks about like the love for, like it was one song I was listening to that just had me cracking up, and it was like damn, like talking about like a girl being lost and turned out, lost and
Oh
turned out. It's
yeah,
like that.
that's the Whispers, ain't it? Lost and
Yes,
Turned
yes,
Out is the
lost and turned
Whispers.
out with the whispers, but I was
You
listening to
know
that
why
the
you
other
like the
day.
Whispers?
Huh?
You know why you like the Whispers?
Why?
I
Who they was
the
making love
Whispers,
to
them
that
her
when I was
boys.
conceived.
Nah, I the Whispers, them her boys.
Oh wow.
Nelly love the whispers.
I didn't know that she be on
Uh,
the whisper.
yo, she
But
love it.
what I was thinking about was they're talking about love. They're talking about love for this sister who's lost and turned out. Like it's not just like they're speaking of a different type of love. Like it's not the vulgar like because she is doing, sex work, but they're talking about the love for her, the
Yeah.
love for their
Don't
community.
buy
She's
that man
lost
no
and turned
Cadillac.
out.
Don't buy that man no Cadillac. Oh, Olivia, come on now.
Hey, hey, hey.
She lost and she turned out. Before I jump into another comment or point, I want to shout out High Society in the building. And we got my man Polygamous with a Purpose.
Hey, everybody.
How
Hey,
y'all beautiful ladies doing this fine evening?
Oh, love is love, my
Good.
brother.
Y'all
Everything
all
is
looking
groovy.
good, girl. Y'all looking
Thank
like
you,
a
sir.
bunch of butterscotch church candy. Y'all looking good
Ooh, you better
tonight.
breathe. You better
Thank
breathe.
you. I
Now,
need
how y'all ladies doing, man?
we need to see if you a peppermint
No,
church
I'm a
candy.
ugly
Come
black
a
man.
video.
No, I'm a ugly black man, man. I am none of
Man,
those
shut
things.
up.
I'm a ugly black man trying to make it in this wilderness of North America. That's it. But how y'all ladies doing? I just wanted to crash y'all real quick. Go ahead and act like I'm not even here, man.
All right, babe. Well, I want you to jump in when you get ready. High society. So I'm gonna have you jump in the conversation first since you got here. So we talking about love songs. So Aris was pointing out um the love that the whispers were expressing for the girl in the song Olivia, because she was out there wilding. She was tripping. But we talking about love songs and just like what's your take, what you think about it, what you listening to, why you listening to it, how you listening to it. And then I want to know from everybody that's on the panel, what's the what's 5 songs on your Get Some playlist?
um, so when I'm thinking about music, um, something that I like on what's on my playlist, like my
However,
listen.
whichever one you want to answer first.
I haven't really been listening to R&B, but I'm more of like an old school, like uh let me see. I like Trey Songz.
All right, so what's the song? What's the Trey song
This
that
right
that
here is a penny dropper.
All right. What
um
else?
I like Jeremiah.
So what Jeremiah song going on the playlist?
Um, it would have to be Planes.
I don't know. I don't really know much of his music.
You know it. You know it. With
All
J.
right.
Cole.
Okay. What's J. Cole's song?
No, I'm talking about Jeremiah with J. Cole's damn, how it go? I could hear it in my head, but um yeah, it's definitely a mood.
All right.
Um who else I like? Uh if I had to come up with a playlist, I'm more of like a spontaneous type of person. Like I don't have it all thought out. Cause
Okay.
you come on now, you know me.
All
Like
right. So
I go with the
right.
flow.
So it's kind of like it all segues together, right? Because Aris pointed out that music is energy.
Right.
Those lyrics, when whatever what you listening to is speaking to something. You know what I'm saying? It's talking to something in you. So like one of the songs on my playlist, well, two of them is real wild, not real wild, but they want two of my two. I can't even say what's a favorite song for me no more, because every song is my favorite song. But anyway, Diced Pineapples
Oh, I
by
was
Rose.
playing that this
That's a
morning.
good one. That's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
That's my shit. I play that on the way. I was playing that on the way to work.
Yeah. Diced pineapples.
It's been a Rick Ross type of week.
Oh man, yo.
Huh.
May your love come down and your mind assure you. I'll be with it. Ricky Rose.
Oh, so is this song called "The Giver" by this group called The Sufferers? It's like a jazz band or whatever, but the song is one of like what the lyrics and part of the song. She was like, "Let me light your cigarette. Let me run your bath water. You had a bad day. Let me rub you down. Like, let me get you right. I'm about to love on you tonight. It's going down." Like, that's the song. It's called The Giver.
Send that to me.
What you said?
I said, send that to me.
All right. And then this one another rap song. It's called Ego. And it's by Porsche 9. Yo, this song is so fire, y'all. And it's about the woman like spoiling the man, like, you know, like being his private dancer type shit. But he's a dope lyricist. I like that cat. I don't really know a lot of his music, but I fuck with that song. But yeah, so you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, music is really life. Like everything, I think we all got a soundtrack for our life. You know what I'm saying? Like my soundtrack it's lit. My life soundtrack is pretty dope, I think. But yeah, so that was the conversation around love songs. Just like, what's the difference? R&B is different. I went to like a blues show where they was talking about love, but really not really. Most of it was talking about having sex, and there was a lot of old nasty people in the audience, but it was still a funky knee slapping good time.
What's that group? They be singing that something in a hole in the wall.
Yeah, like
It's
it was like that
that
type
made me
of,
think of an old group. Like
yeah, it was like that type. It was like all them different artists
exactly.
like that.
I spent all my good times at the hole in the wall.
Y'all
heard is this one? She was singing. She was there singing, "Hey, Mr. Sexy Man, let me tell me what your name is."
I know that song.
Yeah. It was cool though. It was cool though, but they was nasty. All they songs was nasty. Like they was talking about fucking. And it wasn't no question of what they was talking about. You knew what they was talking about. But let's segue into the next thing. So I had a conversation and there was a post about you know, females shouldn't exude masculine energy and men shouldn't have female energy. And the post itself was contradictory, but that's neither here nor there. What y'all think about that dynamic of female and masculine energy? Or what's been like your experience with balancing it?
To me, I just feel like what I've learned is that we both have masculine, feminine energy. That I have masculine energy. That's the confidence. That's the ambition. That's the go-getter in you. You know, is more out there. And then there's the feminine part where it's more in the receiving, it's more ebb and flow to things. So I just feel like people are just trying to find their way of just like, there's so many things society is like, oh, what's feminine, what's masculine, like we all have it. So I don't know, I just feel like that's the trending topic now, but I just feel like that's just where we're at as a society of people are trying to figure out what's masculine, what's feminine, how to embody both, because I just feel like people are suffering. Black women always talking about we're tired. We're tired because we're moving in our masculine. The men they're exhausted too because they have to, subscribe to what manhood is to be a provider. And especially if you're a black man in society, it's designed for you to not progress, like in some areas, not that that's going to stop you. So I just feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of over the masculine feminine conversation, because I just feel like people are not willing to think beyond just like gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the last thing I'll say, like, the most beautiful display of masculine feminine energy that I've seen in cinema, especially with black people, is just like I watched the what is it, the Warrior, oh, the Woman King. So I just felt like the Woman King and the king, they had a great symbiotic relationship of just respecting that the Woman King embodied the masculine, the feminine, but also the king did, because there was moments where he could have used the masculine, force to, put her in submission, but he
Mm-hmm.
used the feminine principle of being compassionate. And I think that, I'm not going to say compassionate, because males also have that too, but being more understanding and nurturing. So I just thought that was like a beautiful display of masculine, feminine energy, and it's something
Mm-hmm.
not new. It's something, old and ancient. It's just the
Mm-hmm.
bullshit we on now. That's some new shit.
I agree. I agree. I didn't see that movie. I really wasn't personally interested in it, even though I love Viola Davis. But I agree with what you said. And I just know that there's always two ends to a stick. So you can't have one without the other. You need both to balance out. But I think the difference is that, like you said, for women, us finding that balance with our masculine energy. I know for me, it came from um my level of comfortability. you know when I was married to my ex-husband, how comfortable I was even allowed to be with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? What could I really depend and things like that? So that masculine part of me was always like at a high level because I had to make sure stuff got taken care of, versus when I was in a relationship where I wasn't really worried about, if he was going to keep his word and, different things like that. I was allowed to be more feminine. So, like you said, it's just the balance. What you think, High Society?
Repeat the question for me again, please.
We were talking about masculine, feminine energy, and just what's been your experience with it. How do you balance it? You know, like that.
So, looking at it from a scientific standpoint, I was just thinking about when you're first conceived, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, that was I'm working even when I'm not working, so that was a text message. But anyway, when you're conceived, right? Everybody is conceived with everybody starts off. It doesn't matter if you're gonna be a boy or a girl, but everybody starts off with an X chromosome, right? And then if you get two X chromosomes, then you're a boy. But if you get an XY chromosome, then you're a girl. Or it could be vice versa. I haven't studied science in a while, but I do know that to be fact. However, there's always, just in nature versus nurture, there's always going to be, um, you have a masculine or a feminine um, energy, because everybody starts off with an X chromosome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in thinking about that, I'm just like, you have to move with a sense that that's always going to be there and that you can't change that. So you just have to know how to utilize it, and how to utilize it to your best advantage,
Mm-hmm.
so that you're not allowing one to overpower the other. So there, in everything, there has to be balance. I mean,
Right.
you can't be like, oh, you can't move with too much masculine energy when you were born with an X chromosome. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Um, it's just balance. It's balance. Everything can work out for your greater good. You just have to have balance.
Yeah, that's it right there. You gotta have balance, which, like we all pointed out, that it can be a difficult space to be in, but you gotta know and understand that I think you have to you have to really speak over yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I think speaking over yourself includes every aspect of your life. So in your relationships, in those dynamics, if things ain't going right, you really got to take a step back and look at yourself and see, you know what I'm saying? Like, who am I being? How am I showing up? Am I breaking up?
No.
Oh,
Just a little bit.
all right. But yeah, nah. So yeah, that female masculine energy, I think, to sum it all up, is to really just create a balance for yourself. And as you get to know and learn your partner, and your partner is getting to know and learn you, and depending on the basis of commitment, or how committed you are to the growth of that relationship, I think you'll find a balance. I don't think one wouldn't overpower the other if both of y'all intentions are set in the same place. And I think that's the most important thing with relationships. Set your intentions. If your intentions are known from the door, you're gonna move towards them intentions based on what you set. So balance is the key there. So moving on, let's keep the energy pumping. So I
Real
got
quick,
three.
Randy. Real quick.
Huh?
I got somebody watching that he said he want to join the panel to ask you ladies some questions. He said y'all doing y'all thing. My man
Oh, okay.
Marcus said after y'all done, he want to join. Do I sound good, y'all? I don't want to have like feedback or anything.
Nah, you do.
All right. So
Bring
yeah,
them in.
hold on. Let me see.
I don't know how to do it.
I'll do it if he's not there. He's not there yet, but I'll tell him while while y'all talk. So he said y'all doing y'all thing. He want to ask y'all ladies some questions.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so it was three memes that Wednesday, for those of you that don't follow me, don't have the pleasure of following me via social media. On Wednesdays I do a segment called He Said, She Said. And it's just based on, I consider myself a meme curator. And I do. My friends and family send me some high quality, hilarious memes on top of the people that I follow and get my kicks and giggles from during the day. So it's three memes that popped up today that I thought they were really funny because, number one, they were true. And usually that's what I post. I post funny things that just happen to be true and happen to be funny. But either way, so the meme was them call off, I'll pay you for the day niggas is what is scary or trouble or something like that. So
trouble. Wait a minute. Say it slow.
I would say it slow.
Say it slow.
Them call off for work, I'll pay you for the day niggas is dangerous.
Say it louder for the gigabytes in the back.
Yo, I was like, well, where are they? Clearly, I'm doing something wrong. I want to know why.
I think that one is
for the purpose. Why you laugh kind of hard on that one?
Yeah, I think.
Have you ever did that?
I can't afford that, Ma. I go in my woman's purses after I'm finished, so I'm not to call you. I'm to go to sleep so I can see how much you making, Negro. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. That's some interesting stuff right there. I know one of you ladies on this panel done got that text in the morning though. I know y'all done got that a few times in your life, right?
More like take the day off. Ain't nobody ever said they gonna pay
Everybody
me
say I'm
for
gonna pay you for it though.
Yeah, I'm not talking about on my end, meaning going to your purse. I'm talking about the dude that said, "Yeah, call out of work, girl. I'm gonna pay you for that day." Y'all never got that?
Not they gonna pay.
So
They
y'all
take
got the use a PTO day text.
I had a couple of let's play hooky from work days.
Okay. Did he compensate you? Did he compensate you monetarily?
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord, send a revival. Go ahead. I ain't mad at that.
No, I don't think I've ever been compensated for my day. I've waking up.
Monetary compensation.
Yeah, I've never been compensated by the person I was keeping time with for my day off though.
So basically what y'all did was y'all just y'all did the grown up and it was worth y'all while, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like a guy who says take the day off, he's letting you know he's about to wear that ass out. Okay.
Oh my God! Look at Randy.
So, and I'm telling you, if the female is willing to take the day off, she probably knows he's telling the truth.
Listen, y'all ladies, look, both High Society and the Poet, right? Y'all need to share this video right now on y'all Facebook. So I want more women to come in and hear what y'all saying. This is hilarious.
I'm saying 9 times out of 10, which is usually a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I mean, my thing is, I feel like if a dude say that to me, take the day off, I'm gonna pay you for the day. We doing whatever. We doing whatever. If we want to lay up, we gonna lay up all day. If whatever it is we gonna do, that's what we doing.
I think that that goes back to my understanding of women being creatures of comfort. That is the ultimate comfort. Not to have to go to work, get compensated for it, and to get, as I like to say, cookies and vagina. But in this case, y'all getting that hammer. So I think that's like the ultimate femininity experience because you're not having to work. You get a chance to feel like a woman and you're compensated for it.
And I'm looking forward to my man blessing me with this experience. I'm excited for it because I told the dude this afternoon, he had said something. I said, "Oh, I'm not one of them women. I'm super feminine. No, take care of me, please. Ask me what I need so I can tell you. Like I'm not her."
See, that's my thing.
Yes, let me tell you, this is what I need. What? No, I'm not her. No.
I respect that more from women, and let me know if my mic is like popping. But I respect that more from women than the women that act like that they're not hypergamous by nature or not feminine in the manner of wanting things. It's just disingenuous. And I feel like, what Randy said is more transparent and it makes the relationship or whatever thereof more feasible. At least you know the point of attack than if you're not, right? Like if you make this like cat and mouse thing, you're like, yo, I want to be taken care of. Lead me, daddy. Lead me.
Yeah, but that goes along to say like you have to be transparent. You have to be open. You have to be honest. You have to allow that person to make that decision, but you also have to provide a safe space for them to do so.
That was good. And I mean, I just feel like when it comes to, like you said, about, like, Randy, you're being transparent about what you need. And to be honest, a lot of people don't know what they need. Or a lot of people have been talked out of understanding what they need, or that, so all of these things come up. And I was looking at this quote today on Twitter or whatever from anyway, so the quote was basically saying that it's really hard to please somebody that doesn't know what they need. And I'm like, that can be in so many areas. That is like the hardest thing. If you don't know what you need, that person don't know what you need. You can create the safe space, but if they don't fucking know what they need, you're gonna be on a hamster wheel with their bullshit.
And so, and right, and I, and
she said the hamster wheel.
No, I mean it does. That's literally what it ends up being, because, and we talk about this all the time, where I always go back to know what you want. Know what you want and stand in that 10 toes down. And if you know what you want, he know what he want. If it don't line up, y'all gotta either figure it out, compromise to make it line, and really, you don't really gotta do nothing to make it line up, because you know what you want.
I agree.
All right, so boom, how do you answer the question when a guy be like, what are you looking for in a guy?
I mean, a guy, if a guy
I
asks
can
you
answer
that,
it, but
yeah, go ahead, Randy.
No, you go ahead.
I just, look, I don't know. If a guy say that, it's kind of.
What if a girl said that to you?
I tell her, I'm just looking. I tell her I don't know what I'm looking for in you, but I know when you sleep, I'll be looking through your accounts and stuff to see what we can get. I don't listen. I'm not. How can I say this? Let me say this. All right, so this is kind of off topic, but this is I'm a circle back to prove my point. So it's this podcast called Finesse's Club Only, right? And he got to be from New York, but he was saying some real reverse simp shit. He was saying reverse simp shit to like get women. So the nigga said, I know y'all see me on yachts and wear chains and all these beautiful women, but I want to be exclusive. I want to be your exclusive dick. And the girl that sent that to me, I said, Ma, do you not understand what he's doing? He's using reverse psychology. He would not be showing you him with all these beautiful women on yachts, wearing jewelry, wearing the Louis Vuitton millionaire sunglasses if he didn't want all of your vaginas. He's telling you that because when you listen, oh, I want to be the exclusive one for you. Now, all of these women are in his inbox saying, well, can I be the exclusive one? And he got all of you. It's reverse simping. It's almost like reverse pandering. So I'm going to give you this fake lavish thing that I'm telling you, didn't tell you, but deep down inside, I just want one woman. You're lying. Right? Like, what are we talking about? You know, that's why for me, if I'm on a date with a woman, I just let her tell me about herself. You know, I know y'all ladies is not going to like what I'm about to say, but women are into themselves. So just let her tell her about yourself. Say, Mom, tell me. Talk about yourself. And by the time she's finished, the date is over, and you like, all right, I won. Because it's like, I ain't got to say nothing. I let her tell me about herself. You know,
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I got a date coming up this week.
Oh, Lord, I don't put the game out. Lord Jesus, help me, Father. The game, well,
I'm gonna go on a date like a mom. He gonna be like, so tell me about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, that's how it works. That's how it works. I'm being honest with you.
Nah, that wouldn't flow on no date for me. We can both talk about each other, because I'm asking questions. I want to know stuff. Because I don't need you to feed me. I literally can take myself out to dinner. So I think if a woman could sit on a date with a man and literally just talk about herself, like you said, she's self-absorbed, and she probably only came there for the food.
Hey, real
Because
quick. Hey,
I
real
want to
quick.
have a conversation. I want to know
Hey,
stuff.
hey, Aries. I don't know if you're like watching it on YouTube or whatever, because your mic has like a feedback. Because if I mute you, just the sound goes away. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear how clear it is now when I muted her?
No, mine still kind of got it too, but I
Yeah.
think
I hear
I
it's
think it's my
clear.
phone.
Nah, I think it's Aries because when I mute her, it's I don't hear that sound. Now Randy, you might have a slight feedback, but you don't hear. Watch this. Y'all hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Right. So it's her mic,
Let me
or
leave it. Let me
maybe
leave and come back.
yeah. Leave and come back, and just make sure you buy your make sure that you're only doing the StreamYard. Now, Randy, what you were saying now? You said so with you gonna you ain't gonna
Yeah,
let her
I
get away
like
with
I
that.
just I'm if I'm dating and I'm dating with intention on it being more than just us just messing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't want to just talk about me. I'm fine with, talking about me, but I don't even talk about me the way I used to. Like, I don't tell them stories no more. So, and when I do tell them, I definitely don't tell them the way I used to tell them. So, like, I couldn't sit there, I know 2 hour date and just fucking talk about me the whole time. Cause I want to know who I'm out with.
No, I feel you, but you'd be surprised though. Women want to talk about themselves most of the time, so it's like you can give a sentence here and a sentence there, and it's like okay, you know. In my experiences, before I found the Lord and I was in them streets dating, you know, you just sit down, you pull up a chair and say, "Oh, tell me about yourself. What do you do? How was college? How was your upbringing?" And they're just gonna go on and on and on. And that's just my experience.
But my question then is, what do you get out of that? Are
I
you
know that.
collecting
Then I
data?
know. Yeah, I'm collecting souls for the kingdom of heaven in my polygamy camp. So once I feel like she felt like this was a great conversation, and in the back of her mind, she didn't realize all she did was talk about herself. I didn't really. I just had to initiate it. That's it. Just initiate the conversation, and
Done. I'm
let her
glad you
go.
brought that up because Friday I ain't saying shit. Tell me
Oh
about
man, see,
yourself.
I'm giving away free game, no charge. But yeah, I mean,
He gonna get one word answers
oh man, that man, he gonna feel. Oh my god, why did I do that?
and be like, everything is good.
Oh man, why did I do that?
All is well.
All is beloved. All is well.
Beloved, all
Beloved,
is
all
well. You
is
gonna take it to
well.
Harlem with it? Beloved, beloved.
Beloved.
Oh man. But I mean, listen. I mean, look. Obviously, a true conversation, or even the true definition of intercourse, is us exchanging ideas amongst each other verbally, right? I mean, I get it, but I think most men are scared of the concept, and I'm gonna bring this up on one of this podcast me and Obsession do. Men, and I want you ladies to chime in or not. Men have to think like men and women now on dates. Women don't have to think like no man on no date. A man has to think, what does she want to hear? How does she want to hear it? What do I have to say? What do I don't want to say? Because you don't want to talk yourself out of the vagina, right? Whereas a woman, for example, even before I go as a woman, if I
All
call
right.
any,
Before
hold
you
on.
even
If I
finish
go,
that
if
point,
hold on. If I call any of you ladies, right? If I call any of y'all and y'all not attracted to me, and I go, Aries the poet, girl, it's been like 2 years since I
And
had
I'm
a
gonna tell
woman.
you, it's Aris
My
J,
bad.
the poet.
I'm
Carry
sorry.
on.
Lord Jesus, that's a woman. Aris J the poet. If I was to say to you and you're not attracted to me, it's been 2 years since I felt a female embrace. I had a woman in my bed, had a woman touch me, you know, you probably gonna say, oh, that sounds like a personal problem. But if Aris, the J the poet, was to call any guy and say, I just want to feel like a woman tonight. I just want to have a man's embrace. And have him rub on my booty and make skirt. He's pulling up to her house. If I'm lying, stop me right now.
I mean, no, you're telling the truth.
Exactly.
But again,
There,
the intentions are to just have sex.
But what you missed the point though. What I'm saying
No.
is whether your intentions are just have sex or not, when you're first approaching a woman as a man, you have to play mental chess with yourself to understand what she does and what, because you could talk a woman out of liking you just as fast as you could talk her into liking you. Whereas if the guy likes the woman can call him tonight at 4:30 a.m. in the butt crack of dawn and say, I just was really feeling you. And he could halfway not be attracted to you. But if he need to get that monkey off his back, yo, he's coming. And that's just the difference. He's coming. Like it or not, he's coming.
My
I
only
mean,
argument,
there's okay. I just feel like there's different ways to like approach what you're saying because I just hear it like it's a lot of layers to this one right
yeah,
here.
like I feel like it's really all in the intention.
There's no
Like,
layers outside of the fact that if a guy's physically attracted to you on a date, right? There's not much you have to say to him for him to want to either get down that night or have a situation where y'all always gonna get down.
No,
Even,
I'm okay.
listen,
No, all right, I'm
listen,
gonna
or
respond to
even
that.
hold on, or even lead into a relationship. A woman is different. Even though a woman can look at a guy at first sight and be like, "Oh, I would sleep with him," there are other layers that usually have to get peeled back in order for him to get it. Because a man, as the old saying goes, if you open your mouth, you remove all doubt. A man can literally talk himself out of it. I've seen it all the time, right? Like Randy knows one of the people we do this podcast with, Christina. There was a guy who drove from Connecticut in 16 inches of snow with a half a tank of gas in his car, spent the night at Christina's house, and he literally talked himself out of it, which is just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
Okay,
he
all
was a
right.
goof.
He's
Can
a
I
good
just say
guy.
share my
Go
thought?
in. Let me mute
He's
my
a
mic.
good
Go ahead.
guy. He didn't want to come over there for just that.
Yeah, right.
Come
Hold
on
on.
now.
He drove up.
What happened to you putting your feminine side to use? Like, come on. You got to be empathetic. He drove. He could have been tired.
No,
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean no.
he had a
Like he
half a
literally
tank of
talked himself
gas.
out of it.
He was
But
committed.
I
She
want to
didn't.
say this.
She
Like,
was
all
no
right,
longer
okay.
attracted to him. Go ahead.
No, I want to say this. Like, okay, what you're saying, these mental gymnastics, like. I just feel like all of this, like even the question before, like I hate when people ask that question, what are you looking for in a man? Because I feel like straight up, you're going to try to be that person, be who you are. And I
That's what I
feel
was
like
getting
the
to.
people who are doing the mental gymnastics, they're going to get fucked. The guy
Yep,
who,
they showing you
whoever's
they
driving out the
representative.
way, all of that, you would have peeped that, like, all right, I'm not really fucking with that person. And the mental gymnastics, like if you just want to have sex, there's apps for that. There's people that just want to be on that. So I just feel like people just got to be themselves. Like anything nowadays, anything you want to do, there's people that want to do it too. So that's what I'm gonna just say about that. But I do hear the other point you saying about that. Unfortunately, women, just men, have been socialized to have low standards when it comes to giving away the dick. When it comes to like their
Giving away
sexuality
the
being
box.
their sexuality being associated with manhood. So that's a whole nother story. So that's what I mean by layers to what you're saying. Like you could be joking, but there's a lot of people, like you said, doing mental gymnastics to make people like them. And I mean, I've been through the gymnastics, so I'm not
I'm
doing
about to say,
backflips
I'm
to
about to say,
try
I
to
think at some point everybody's been there, but to Aris's point,
exactly.
it's just simply be yourself. Like you don't have, if I'm dealing with you and I like you, there is nothing for you to do outside of whatever it is you've been doing that's gonna make me like you because I like you. Now, when you start acting different and moving funny, now I'm paying attention because I'm like, who the fuck is this?
I'll say this. I think See, I'm glad I'm having this conversation with y'all because now I get a little bit more in depth because women don't really understand like a lot of men, and I'm definitely gonna bring this up on Sunday because I've been doing the research. There's so many men who don't have access to women and don't have access just to even have sex. And what happens is that
Well, where they at?
it's a lot of them. And cause like
Where?
I was supposed to
Yo,
do it
pull
on
up.
I was supposed to do it on Sunday.
Just
Yo,
swinging
pull
dick
up.
all around the place.
I was
Come to
Okay,
supposed
my
carry on,
crib.
I
sir.
was supposed to
High
do it on
Society
Sunday.
Bakery. Like, I'm on Instagram, all that. Pull up.
I was supposed to do it on Sunday, but
My
Obsession and
DM accepting
Christina flaked on me.
applications.
But thing is this. Um you have so many subgenres of men now um that are just they feel like they're out of the dating market, right? So you have incels, which stands for involuntary celibate men. Then you have MGTOWs, men going their own way. Then you have a
Wait,
What's a
bunch of
MGTOW? What you mean men going their own way?
this
men.
is
What's that?
new.
MGTOW basically mean men who's totally given up, right?
Mm,
The incels, put it like this: every MGTOW is an incel, but not every incel is a MGTOW. So MGTOW are men who just said, "Look, I'm going my own way. I don't need no woman. I realize I'm not gonna have vagina for the rest of my life,
that's
and that's
okay.
just what it
Aww.
is." Incels are involuntary, meaning they just feel like they just don't have an opportunity, so they're involuntarily celibate. So what
Aww.
happens is, if you look at the
Am
movie
I
40,
incel?
if you look at the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, that movie was not initially supposed to be a comedy. But what happened
Mm,
was when they first started to pre-screen the script, not the actual movie, but the script to sell it to Hollywood studios, they did not realize how many men were in this point of their life where they either in their mid 30s, early 40s, or absolutely in their 50s, and they could not have access to women. This is why they turned it into more of a comedy to where he actually, is almost like to make you feel better about your situation because they didn't realize the backlash they were going to receive about actually men who are in their 40s and never had access to women. So incels feel like I didn't win the genetic lottery, I don't make enough money, and I'm not the conversationalist to even get access to women. And me
Yeah,
working
there's
so
women
around,
like that
hold on,
too.
and me working around a bunch of men, I'm telling you, you could tell like these guys are for real. Like they don't categorize themselves as incels, but you could tell an incel just by speaking to him. You know what I'm saying? Because what they do is they'll watch YouTube a lot and then they'll take like these talking points from other men, not realizing
Mm.
these other men got access to women and you don't. And then they'll tell you as another man, like, yeah, man, I ain't gonna find me no woman. I can't get a woman to submit. And I tell these niggas, can you take off your shirt and make a woman go, woo? He's like, no. I said, can you show her a brokerage account, a bank account, some stocks, and make her go, whoo? He said, no. I said, okay. Can you have a conversation or converse with any woman from whether she's in law, medicine, poli sci, education, and make her go, whoo? He said, no. I said, then what do you want her to submit to? Women are self-interested creatures.
but
They're not.
pause.
Go ahead.
Stop. Hold on. I gotta stop you there, Dre.
Stop. Go ahead. I'm
That don't
stopping you.
have nothing to do with the woman. That's all him. If he can't, if you can't, if your goal is to meet women and you know you're an introvert, you're this, you're that, whatever all these things are, then you should be watching YouTube to learn how to not be that shit so you can go meet you a bitch. How
But
is that my fault
see,
that
you're looking at the
you won't fix yourself? Because at the end of the day, the only fucking person you got is you. So the fact that women are whoever the fuck it is, most men that think like these men think we are, it's still not my problem.
right,
That's
But
your
exactly.
maybe,
That's
problem.
a,
but maybe he's referring to the guy with the micro penis.
well, even I
That's
don't listen. I have a micro
inside.
penis, but the thing is this. The thing is Randy looked at the mirror and then looked at the reflection. He's like that because he has no opportunity. So my thing is, he's morphed into this animal because he doesn't have it. Listen, you know what I was telling this guy the other day? The one thing I started to see is that normal people date more normal people in the church, right? You ever see like church couples? They're not the most prettiest together. They may not be in the best shape, right? But through their belief systems, a lot of times, and the fact that they're in the same place every Sunday and Wednesday or whatever, and they look at each other, and it's like, okay, well, I want a companion.
Half
They
the
want a
time they
companion.
both be spiritually wounded.
I ain't
And
mad
they
at that.
going
Listen, that's neither here nor there, right? But the
they
point
at
I'm
the
making,
church because it's
the point I'm making
the ER
is,
for that
but
type
this
of
is the
stuff.
point I'm making. I'm not blaming women. This is why I asked him, can you do those three things, right? It's just like inflation, right? The best way to fight inflation is to invest your money into things that constantly grow to offset inflation. The best way to fight hypergamy is to be aspirational within yourself. Be the best. I hate to say this because it's so cliche. Be the best version of you, right?
No,
Exactly.
that's
Anyone
real.
who, that's what I told him. Anyone who knows Andre goes to the gym every day. I'm literally eating a salad while I'm talking to you guys. I wake up every day. How
Show
can I
us your
get,
chest, Andre, so I could be like, woo!
Yeah,
man,
you
my
a
chest ain't,
catfish.
my chest,
You
my,
a catfish.
who a catfish?
I ain't even hear you crunching nothing.
Look,
Let's see
watch
those
this.
Nah, that's
biceps.
no,
Put your thing
seriously. This
on.
nigga eats salad, chicken, and potato chips.
Facts.
Like
Hold on.
that's literally what he eat. Oh, and protein shakes.
Facts. Hold on 1 second. But like I was saying, right? Um, I'll show you right now though. Here you go. Look at that. You see that bowl?
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
like I was saying, um, I don't listen. Women nature is women nature as male nature is male nature. The point I'm making, like I told him, bro, until you get your program straight, don't worry about no woman. Point blank.
Yes.
Period.
And that and the segue and the jump back into get ready to close us out of here. That goes for women too. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand when you get to, when you sometimes you get to a space in your life where you really shouldn't be dating nobody. Like that should be the furthest thing from your mind is dating just because you gotta really get your shit together. You gotta figure your stuff out. If you really trying to date to be with somebody and grow with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you however the situation go, whether it's a man that got money, whether it's a man that, you know, is, you know, a regular guy, got a regular decent job. You want to be your best self for that person because again, set your intentions. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your intentions are, your intentions should always to be your best self.
Yeah, hundred
So
percent.
with that segue, um, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Dre, did you talk to your boy? Is he coming
Yeah,
on?
he never came into the back chat. He
Uh,
told me he was getting ready and he was trying. I told him bring more women because the Lord put a word on my heart for you
oh
ladies. Not just playing.
God, I
But
can't.
listen.
It's
But
all right. He got scared. He got a little nervous. It's
yeah,
all
he
right,
did.
Tink
Before,
Tink. We was
but oh
waiting.
wow. Yo, he from LA too. I know he gonna love that. But what I was gonna say was, listen, I am a psychology nerd at this point. I love it. I debate with Randy all the time. I debate with Christina all the time. I debate with all y'all ladies. My thing with men is though, if you can't, like, men don't. One thing I always say to Randy and Christina is that I'm just wise enough to understand the society I live in present day time, right? The dynamic between Florida Evans and James is over. The dynamic between George and Wheezy is over, right? All of that is over. And until we, like I say, until men approach things from, listen, whether I have a woman or not, I have to be I have to be me, right? There's no excuse for a man if he has the access. I'm talking about if he has the access, right, to dental or to a gym or to certain things, not to look good in his 30s and 40s. But how many of our high school graduate friends that we know, male, that let themselves go, right? this is not the time. Modern medicine allows us to look better, eat better, and listen. And I'm talking about access. I'm not talking about if you flat broke, then that's nothing we could do about that unless you get, make a way for yourself. But
No,
if
the
you
broke
have,
people, they got things that they could use too. I just watched
eh,
a podcast about the filters. And when the pandemic came out and the masks, the people with the no teeth, they was winning.
Jesus Christ. But but yeah, look, but the thing is like my thing with guys is listen, if you want to, women now make more money, and I understand that. Women now are more like I say, we live in a gynocracy. We live in a place where women have damn near the leverage. So it's like for men, if I'm gonna approach any of you beautiful chocolate caramel covered women, thank you, Jesus. I know my program has to be on point. I'm not going to approach a beautiful Zora the Explorer if I can't climb that mountain, or Miss Poet if I can't climb that mountain, or High Society, right? If I can't climb that mountain. You know what I do? I see you, I get a head nod, all right, girl, I see you, and I go about my business because I know that maybe I'm not ready to conquer that. You know what I'm saying?
And on that note, Drake, I agree with most of what you said, but
Oh Lord Jesus.
I ain't into that. I'm not into the whole program thing. That's just me though.
My program. I said my program.
Yeah, you said your program. Yeah, I don't vibe with the whole program aspect of it all. But we'll have that debate.
Yeah,
later.
I don't understand what you understand about that, because we definitely gonna discuss that off the phone.
Yeah, we'll have
like
that
if I'm talking
later.
about what I gotta do for myself, what does that
No, that's cool. That's cool.
that's what my program is.
Oh, okay, then yeah, then rock out.
Yo.
Rock out as you
I know,
should.
because I seen some fine ass people that didn't let their physical appearance go, but on the inside, super ugly, super gremlin
Oh my God,
vibes.
That's
it's terrible. I hate it there.
Listen, intrinsic value is always going to be different from extrinsic value, right? So, you got to work on yourself. Listen, in masonry, they say there's no such thing as a perfect stone. We must carve daily, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You have to groom and prune
You can't
every day.
you can't be butt crack ugly. But I tell you one thing: if that spirit ain't right, I gotta go. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how big your dick is. If you ain't right with God, I got to go. And not just I got to go.
Say it again.
My spirit guys is telling me I gotta go. It's literally, you remember that meme where it was like God sent me a sign.
Your pH balance is telling you.
Yo, pH balance. Yo,
stop sign for
Yo, we got Marcus. Yo, we got Sonny Boy. Y'all say, what you call him? Tink Tink? We got Marcus. Yo,
what's up, Marcus?
He's going to ask y'all some questions,
love
man.
and light, Marcus.
Hey, my brother Marcus.
What's up, Marcus?
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm blessed.
Doing good. Blessed and highly favored.
Absolutely.
Y'all gonna have to excuse me.
Positivity when it comes to you, brother.
Well, I try to get peace. But it was a few questions I did want to ask you guys. But you guys had said so much between then. It was so much. But I was gonna ask you guys as far as like the balance, and as far as the balance goes, for men, what would that balance look like?
Between female and male energy?
No, because I thought I heard you guys saying as far as like males having a balance and female. Well, I actually did, because I think you had mentioned the chromosome, and I think
yeah, that was T.
Yeah, and the one that just spoke right now had mentioned the balance of male, feminine, and masculine energy. And I was going to ask you.
So that was me. So let me just repeat the question back to you to make sure I understand what you were saying. So what you're asking me is, what does it look like for a male to have female energy?
Well, what does it look like through a female's eyes as far as what it looks like for a male having both female and feminine, masculine
Oh, I
energy.
get what he's saying. So
So
what
Yeah.
he's saying
Okay.
for
is
me, I would attribute. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. If you got what if you understood what you're saying.
So for me, I would attribute that to let's just go ahead and put that in the category of hygiene. You understand what I'm saying? Like you want to take care of yourself, make sure that you smell good, you looking good, you know, your feet not stinking. That's I'm sorry. I just had to throw that out there, but it's just just doing your own self-care. Like you know how women be like self-care Sunday or self-care Saturday, whatever they want to, do their own self-care, whether it be get their nails done, their hair done. So that's like, keeping up with yourself, making sure that you're doing your own self-care, whether that fall under hygiene or um I can't think of another one right now, but that was the first thing that comes to mind for me. Somebody
Well,
else can talk or speak to
I
it.
about to say I'll jump in and then I'll toss it to Aris. For me the balance is just instead of paying attention to whatever I guess society would say, is the norm or what it should be, as a unit, y'all decide what works within your relationship as far as just how you gonna show up. Like as women, we're naturally nurturers, but men are also nurturers. You know what I'm saying? Their men's nurturing looks different from how I nurture as a mother, but they nurture. And as a woman in a relationship, I'm not gonna take that away from what I'm saying, from my husband, because I feel like, oh, men shouldn't do, I don't know, men shouldn't change Pampers or something goofy like that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the belief is. You know what I mean? So the balance just comes in that manner where where I'm woman enough to step back and say that, you know what, this is not for me. This is for my husband to take care of. And as his woman, how can I support you? That's me balancing balancing to me that masculine and feminine, especially if you're the type of woman that's used to always handling stuff. You could go ahead, Aris. I'm finished. I hope I
I
answered the
think
question.
I think y'all nailed it. But the piece that's important to me, just when I think of like balance, when I see a man walking in his masculine and feminine energy, is being emotionally intelligent. And I feel like that's something that women have a training in for long periods of time. Like Randy said, men are nurturers, but I feel like imbalance is allowing themselves to show up in this nurturing energy, even if it's outside of the gender role. Like you said, Randy, what works for you, taking care of yourself, those things that we've been allowed to take up space in society and been allowed to do as females, that men can also do that too. So I think the biggest thing is just being emotionally intelligent, experiencing all the emotions, being able to express it. And I feel like that's the piece right there that I see a lot is out of balance, expressing males expressing their emotions for sure.
I was gonna say that because that came to mind like after I was talking when Randy was talking, but just tapping into your emotional side and just being emotionally available. Oftentimes men are not emotionally available.
What do you mean by
But they feel
emotionally
it though.
available?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
So I'll jump in and answer that. Emotionally available simply means being interested in whatever it is I'm sharing, especially when I'm sharing like, oh, how something made me feel. You know what I'm saying? Or being paying attention to I hmm paying attention to, I want to say use the word empathetic, being empathetic, like being emotionally available, that requires empathy to an extent. So being able to just kind of put yourself in my shoes, and I would expect you to expect the same thing of me. That would be the balance in that. But I think that's what emotionally available means. And I'll share a story to kind of bring it full circle. A long story short, I had a miscarriage, and the person that I was with didn't show up for me physically for 2 weeks. That was a big thing. Like that was a big, it wasn't, it really, it was a traumatic experience. I ain't even gonna go into it because it don't matter now. But like we lost a child together. Like we said we was in love. I love you and all of this other bullshit. And we lost the child together, and you didn't show up for me for 2 weeks. And even in you not showing up to be there, even if it didn't affect you the way it affected me, the fact that it affected me that way and you love me, you gotta be there. And if it's just there to let me lay on your chest and cry, let me lay on your chest and cry. I don't want you to let me lay on your chest and cry for 40 days and 40 nights. But damn, could I get a night? Could I get a night? Just one.
Do you
And
think
then,
like
you could go be who you are.
do you think in that situation that because most men are emotionally challenged, do you think that it could be on the page of where he just didn't know how to conduct himself in that kind of situation?
Oh, absolutely. I knew that's what it was, but because I am self-aware, I'm aware of myself. Now I know now that that's what I'm looking for in a man. I'm not going to I wouldn't necessarily directly tell him, oh, I want you to be self-aware, because he might take that and run with it and go to fucking Cuba, and I'm in Puerto Rico. So he just has to know and understand for himself who he is and what he wants and what he needs, and be able to say, like, listen, like, this is what I need, and be all right with it.
But most of the time, guys don't want to talk about, like, so Sonny said that, oh, do you think that he didn't know like how to respond in that moment? Granted, he may not have known how to respond in that moment, but say that. That's being
Yeah,
emotionally available just by simply saying, like, babe, I really don't know how to be there. Like, what do you need me to do?
exactly, right there.
Right. And that proves my point that men have to also think like women.
I was
Right?
just getting ready to get into that part.
And
Yeah.
that's it. Hey, yo, Chris, and that's the balance right there, y'all. Like, I think that's the
But
balance. Just how men
but
just
I mean, I just want to say this, like, I really do want to understand more of like what y'all mean when you say, oh, you have to think like women. It's
Tune
not
in this
that we're
Sunday and
saying,
I will break it down for you, baby.
okay, so let me just say, but I just feel like it's not about, oh, you're trying to think like a woman. You're just showing up and making space to just hear her perspective. And that's what we're saying about emotionally available. We're not asking you to weep with there's nobody once a guy. There's you, I mean, if it calls for that, we're there. But I'm just saying it's not like we want men to be thinking like us. We're just saying make space, show up, and that's the disconnect. We don't want men. You know what? I'm not even gonna go in that direction. But the
Listen,
whole point is, I really do want to understand that. And I guess I'm gonna
it's
have to check out Sunday
you're
shows.
gonna have to, yeah. I'm doing the Lord's work this Sunday, but the point I'm making is that it just goes back to what you're saying. Once again, the thing is basically I have to be aware because a man is so simple. A man is a simplistic creature. So
How?
a lot of the nuance and a lot of the complexities go over our head, right? Because okay, I want you to do me a favor, right? When soon as you get off the show tonight, look up this study in psychology. Women's brains are spaghetti as men's brains are waffles. Men decompartmentalize things in a specific way where women meld things together, right? But the wise man of a martial mind, if you're going to be successful in a relationship or the dating market, has to kind of like now understand, you call it as IQ is intelligence quotient, is like you say, emotional quotient, right? Emotional intelligence, right? Because we have to be able to literally get into your mind and be like, okay, yeah, okay, I see why that bothers her. Okay, yeah, let me listen. Okay, and then still be able, as a man, to be in his masculinity and be like, okay, but this is what I got to do, and this is what needs to be done, all at the
That's
same time.
self-awareness.
Boom. But Randy, you saying it and you saying the same thing too. You have to be
Yeah, that's
self-aware.
self-awareness.
Because you can't
I'll
ask her
agree to
for what you don't
disagree.
give yourself. You can't ask her, I'm gonna make space. You don't make space for yourself, like to process your own emotions, your own grief. So it seems like you're thinking like a female when really you're just being self-aware.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I'm gonna look, but just look up men's brains are waffles, women's
No,
brains are spaghetti.
and Dre, I don't disagree with you that men are simple. I think most men are really simple. You know what I'm saying? But
These
I
niggas is
think in that
complicated out here.
simplicity, I
Yeah,
think in
you
that
are.
simplicity, you should
But
also
why
be
we gotta have
self-aware.
this spaghetti brain is what I'm trying to
That's
figure
It's
out.
not.
I
It's
did peep
not.
that too. I
Listen,
did
it
peep
is
that too.
not. It is not an insult. They're literally saying that if you have a boyfriend, not, and I know you ladies are the 8 ladies in the world that don't do this, but for the rest of the women that come home to their man, hey babe, I got a piece of red velvet cake. You know I passed 3 red stop signs. Yo, your favorite shirt is red, isn't it? Do you want the red Jordans? Y'all meld things together. That's why they say if you look at a plate of spaghetti, it's hard to differentiate the one noodle from the other, right?
Oh,
Whereas a
true
man,
enough. And
that's it.
I'm definitely going to read this study because I'm interested now to see what they say. But like you said, that would be most women because I meditate sometimes 2 hours a day. So I don't
Get a
got
little
time.
hand
Like
Like
clap
a
we
going
call
on.
you
champ.
call they call it spaghetti brain. We call that monkey brain. And we tell our monkey brain to shut the fuck up around
Well,
here.
I wish more would do that. But like I said, it's not an insult by saying noodles or spaghetti. They're just saying that it's melded together because that's what emotions do. Emotions are fleeting. They change with the wind, but they're always there, right? Whereas men 9 times out of 10 have to change with reality because if you don't, you're just gonna be screwed.
Really?
If you're living a lifestyle that you can't afford, eventually your reality will have you on the street. You understand where I'm coming from?
Your
Like,
thoughts create your reality. Your
we'll get
thoughts
into the magic
literally.
carpet stuff on
No, that's
Sunday.
not magic. Think about it. Just hear
Wait
me out
a
and think
minute. No,
about
you
it.
did not say the
Yeah,
magic
But I
carpet.
don't want to
there's
get.
nothing
But
I'm
magic.
gonna need you to tap into your female
Yeah,
energy
like
right
I'm
hear
now
me
and
out.
already
just
here.
put your
No,
listening ears on
Hear
and
me
tune
out.
in and hear her out.
Is nothing magic carpet about it. You think emotions are fleeting. All the
mm,
belief is a thought that you keep thinking. So
mm,
so emotions are fleeting. Emotions create your feelings. If you don't know what emotion you're dealing with, and then that if that emotion creates your feeling, it's a constant wheel of emotions and feelings. That's literally life. That's how the brain works. So in that concept, you gotta understand that if all you think about is negative, if all you think about is negative, all you get is negative. You can say that, oh, so and so did this to me. Yeah, so and so did it, but what were you thinking about? What were you talking about?
Uh,
When all I talked about was fuck niggas and bullshit, that's what I dealt with. Literally, when
I,
all I talked about was fuck boys and bullshit, that's literally what I dealt with. The minute I started to change my thought patterns and change my beliefs, that's when I started to see different. And that is every ism, every belief you could throw out there, every book you could preach, whatever you want to say, it starts with your thoughts. Everything that exists was a thought first. So
that I agree with. That part is the
saying
truth.
that your thoughts are your reality, there's nothing magic carpet about that, because everything that exists was a thought.
Well, it kind of went to it kind of went tangential on it. But what I would say, I agree with that, right? My favorite book, The Kybalion, everything is thought, everything starts with a thought. Do I necessarily agree with thoughts being emotions? Not really. But we'll agree to disagree on that, because I know you want to get off and get some rest. What I'm saying is that if I look in a mirror and I don't, as a man, not as a woman right now, if I look in the mirror and I feel like, yo, my six pack is gone, right? Either I'm going to be like, I'm not that bad, or I'm going to say, listen, it's not there. I'm going to do something about it. And that's, like I say, we have to change, especially as men, we have to deal with realities as they come. And Randy, I've said this to you a million times. Now, you may not agree with me on air, but I always say, women dealing with emotional men, you're in trouble. Because there's always got to be somebody that's got to be like, all right, ma, I get it. You're going through this, but this is what has to be done. But if both of y'all crying on the couch when y'all worried about something,
I mean, I don't agree with that either, because you're making the assumption that women cannot be logical. Like,
I didn't say that,
and I feel like that's the assumption, is like that women are always leading with their emotions. Women are leading with their intuition. They're leading with other things. So I just feel like, Lord help us.
We'll agree to disagree on that. We'll agree to disagree on that. I don't have no problem with you. We'll agree to disagree on that. That's why we're having this dialogue.
And I think that
I'm with it though.
And the thing is, the dialogue is important, but like the research, I'm not really one to quote research, but the book that I got that information from about your emotions are your feelings. Your feelings create your emotions. It is really 3 or 4 different books, but the first one I would say is You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
I heard that one.
Yeah. So, and like I said, either way, it don't matter how, like you said, it don't matter how you put it or whatever the subject is. It's really you the problem. I don't care what the problem is. You are the problem. So until you make a decision to do something, whatever that decision is, because like you said, the consequence will be the reality, right? The reality of what you're dealing with. But you can't solve a problem with the same energy that created it. So in actuality, Dre, for the record, we're really not saying anything different. I'm just saying it a different way. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what, like you said, if we look in the mirror and we don't like what we see, once we finish crying or whatever you do because of however you feel, you got a decision to make. And that's literally everything. It always boils down and comes back to, what are you going to do? Because it's your life. Like, literally, me and my daughter was having this conversation earlier this afternoon. I said, whatever aspect of your life is messed up, it doesn't matter what you pick, you decide what aspects. And when you sit down and, evaluate your life and see what's going on, whatever areas in your life are lacking, this is your life. Yeah, people are around, they doing shit, they saying shit, they whatever. All of this shit is true. It's all happening. It really is. But at the end of the day, yeah, I don't like what's going on in the world, but that doesn't directly affect right now. It doesn't directly affect this moment.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. It's you.
Yeah.
You got to get you together. So we've been on here for a minute. I had a ball with y'all, for real. Thank you, Drake. Chris, we'll talk Sunday. I guess we'll talk Sunday. So we can get some male, we'll have some male energy on the panel, and have a great show prepared for y'all next Wednesday as well, if God wills it to happen. So on that note, I'm gonna let everybody say good night, and I'll sign off. I'll sign off
Good
after
night,
that.
everybody.
All right, y'all, stay black and date white, and and not just play. But yeah, do y'all? It was nice having this nuanced conversation with you ladies. So
Absolutely.
I'll be back next week with my belt to chastise if y'all step out of line again. But we'll do this next week, y'all.
No, I feel like you an observer. You an observer. You be up there, which you gotta have your camera on at least for 5 minutes though.
Nah, I was
Something.
listening. I was doing was eating my salad, reading my Bible, man, and enjoying y'all beautiful faces. But yeah, I was observing. But I'm not I'm not a peeping Tom on y'all. I let Randy
Kind of
do her
felt like
thing.
it though. Kind of felt like a little peeping Time-ish.
This
Like
is
you was
really the
looking through
first
the blind a
show.
little bit.
Nah, this is really the first show that I participated in a long amount. Like Randy will tell you, like I'll be at the gym, so I set it up, then I send her the admin so she could jump on. I don't even, what I'll do is I'll try to share the video after y'all done to other platforms like Reddit and stuff so y'all can get the exposure. But I really want her to do, like I told Randy from day one, yo, I want y'all to kick men back in and chop their head off.
But I told him that's not my style.
Right. I
So
told her, yo,
that's not what we do.
We don't
here.
use the sword. We don't use the sword to chop men's head off.
I want
Only
to love
if they
you,
deserve it. We're not gonna do a whole thing about that.
I want every man that is an actual man that does what men do, whatever it is they supposed to do. I want y'all to win.
I agree.
All the men in my life that I know, I want y'all to know I'm not kicking you. I don't bash men no more.
Oh,
as bad as my
keyword
ex-husband
is
get
no
on my
more.
nerves some days, I still show him love.
Newer shit. We ain't doing that.
No, I do. I do. Because that's what I do. He gonna be whoever he is. And all I can do is ask God to show him guidance. That's it. Ain't nothing else for me to do there. I want every man I know to win. Every man I don't know to win. Win. We need you.
Woo, Lord.
Where's the lie? Come on, let's clap it up for the yogi right here, just with a word.
For real.
Get a lot
That's
of hand
like
clap.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead ass on that. We need y'all. We need y'all to step up and be men. It's wild
She
out.
preaches. I gotta put some church music on for Randy.
Man, come on.
I'm about to go get the tambourine.
But yeah, that was a beautiful soliloquy from my sister right there.
It was a beautiful soliloquy. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Yo, love and light. Thank y'all for joining me. I had so much fun. This really, really, absolutely made my day even more beautiful. And I just hope everybody has a beautiful rest of the week. Do something amazing for yourself. Be kind to one another. Take a breath. Nobody's dying. I hope. And if they do, I hope it's peaceful. That's all you can ask for.
Real.
Yo, have a beautiful rest of the week, y'all. Love and light. Thank you for joining me. See y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.